Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to another video. So today we are talking about Kamisato Ayato. I won't be going over his information. However, I will be discussing it, if that makes sense. Because I'm trying to stay safe with all this because I have, in my experience, I have never experienced a company go this batshit crazy over people leaking stuff and whatnot. And I've never been like in a place where leaking is so freaking prominent and correct all the freaking time. So I'm gonna try and like stay safe, you know. But if you do want to know what Ayato does, if you do wish to follow along, open up the description, or if you do want to like know exactly what he does, and the link to his Honey Impact page will be in the description. We will be going over basically what he can do, his place, and how he'll work in teams, and then after that whether he will be good or not, and then we'll be talking a little bit about his weapon. But his weapon will be sprinkled in here and there. However, before we jump right in, I do want to say, if you do like this video or want to support my content or anything like that, like, comment, and subscribe. Easiest thing to do. Even just putting down like a little star, just because I would appreciate that. Literally anything, any little bit. Put a star, put an X, say bad content, say quit YouTube, say you're doing great, whatever, I don't care. Put something down. Anyways, back into the video. Ayato is a weird character. He's similar to Yai in the fact that he has a bunch of split scaling issues already, and it goes down to his base stat. He has the 5th highest base HP pool in the entire game, and the 16th highest base attack in the entire game. He's just below Kokomi in terms of HP, and in terms of attack from like lowest to greatest, I don't have an entire list, but this is like about where he sits. It would be Albedo and Zhongli, then Venti, then Ayato, then Mona and Chi-Chi. That's where he is. As you could tell, they are all supports. He is sitting around the support category when it comes to attack, and he is sitting around the highest HP threshold of so many characters. He is just below Kokomi. It is crazy how high his HP is. But then there's another issue that he has, and it's the fact that a lot of his things scale with attack, and only one thing scales with HP, but that scaling is pitiful. I checked it compared to Kokomi's, and it is about, he has like about 2/3 of the scaling that Kokomi has, which isn't terrible, but he's just under it. But he's just under her HP pool. So building him full HP is probably not the best idea. It's probably something that you might want to go for because you might want to just have him have like a very large HP, but it seems like that HP thing is more or less similar to Yaimiko's damage boosting with EM on one of her Ascension passives. But then there's another issue in which everything scales with attack, but he has such a low base attack that he really needs a high base attack weapon in order to make him usable, basically. It's kind of sad, and I hope that they buff him. And then on top of that, his burst has a high energy cost, not the same as Yaimiko or Raiden's, but it is still high. So he's gonna need energy recharge too. So just like Yaimiko, he is a character that requires 5 different stats in order to be good. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know why they keep doing this, if I'm being honest. I think it's to help with their team versatility, but it doesn't, it just makes them seem bad, especially to start. Whereas like after a while, the community finds out that they're really good. But at the start, they're just like meh, okay, or not great. But I think it's mainly because you really need to put a lot of investment into these characters in order to figure out if they are worth anything or not. Right now, even with Yaimiko, building her with full EM is all around just less damage. But I think that Ayato is running into a similar situation where HP is just kind of like a bonus, like a thumbs up, whereas you really want that high attack stuff on him, which is weird. I don't know why they did that. He also has like some works to him. He is one of the only attack speed buffing characters for your entire party, which is freaking fantastic. I love that. The only other one is Chongyun, and he's very selective. The other attack speed granting characters are through constellations, so there's nothing really in the game that grants attack speed. He does. I am so happy about that because that opens him up to being an Yoimiya. Thank God. She really needs it, and he can definitely replace her Xingqiu. And then also with his skill, I don't think he could be a main DPS. At least right now, it seems like he really just wants to be a sub DPS, both off-field and on-field, similar to the Raiden Shogun, because his burst uptime, like not his like elemental burst, but like his damage burst, like burst window is so small. It's smaller than Yae Miko's uptime when she uses her entire combo. Like that's his entire like huge burst duration for when he's on field. And then with his weapon and all, it ends up buffing like normal attack characters. So that was one of like his like little passives make it seem like he really wants more auto attack characters on the team. So like I said before, he'll really like Yoimiya, but that's like about it. Kokomi maybe a Tartag, but that's it. Like no one else really benefits off of him. He seems so selective in who you want to go. Other than like the normal like national team stuff, like you could definitely run him there. Why not? You're increasing both Bennett's and Jingshou's healing, getting the attack buffs, reducing shred for Ayato, and like the uptime that everyone will have just seems nice. I think it'll be like perfectly fine and perfectly viable. But who on the team is going to be using normal attacks for him? Because he needs another character to be able to use normal attacks, and that's it's weird how they made him so freaking selective. Yeah, I guess that does it for team comps and his position in the game. I think he's going to be strong yet weak because of his selectiveness, similar to, I want to say, Ito, but not to the same selectiveness as Ito, where you can only have like one team. I think that he will work in like as being a main DPS himself while also being a sub DPS or duo DPS sort of situation, which is fantastic. God bless. We need that. Or that's just amazing. And honestly, I am excited to see what he is capable of. But with all of the wonkiness, it's kind of hard to tell at the moment. Then again, it almost always is, because every new character that they add is weird. The last character, I think, where it was like, yeah, this character is going to be freaking insane, and like you know exactly how they're going to work, was Ito. But it was him, and then was Ayaka. So Ayaka and Ito were like the last two. Then I guess Hu Tao and Xiao. That's it. Wow, there are only like 4 right predictions, huh? Well, that makes sense. Genshin community sucks at foretelling how good a character is. That makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna have to like wait and see to see how good he actually is, because he could be perfectly playable in this state. He could be really good, but I don't really see it, at least not yet, because it doesn't seem like he has the numbers to scale with. He does have the attack speed though, so increasing his attack speed could be freaking awesome. I would love to see him with a Jin and Yunjin, possibly with official too. Oh, Chong Yun would buff his attack speed too. Ooh, that's exciting. Anyways, but those are my thoughts about Ayato. He seems confused at the moment, and I hope that they end up unconfusing him. And if not, he's probably strong in this state. But Ayato, right now, he seems, I don't want to say weak, because it doesn't seem like he's weak. If you've seen some of the videos that are out there, he seems crazy. He seems ridiculous, actually, especially against AoE. Is he gonna power creep Tartaglia? Yeah. Even though I don't want to admit it, yeah. It's like a straight up power creep. All Tartaglia has is damage. Meanwhile, this dude has even more damage, plus utility. He's just gonna power creep Tartaglia. That's really it. Now, his weapon. And talking about weapons, because I checked, and it doesn't seem like he has a lot of free-to-play friendly stuff. If anything, go for a weapon with the high base attack, because it seems like he can run almost any 5-star weapon and be extraordinarily exceptional with it, except for Akia Favonia. It seems like the only 4 stars he can use are the Black Sword and Blackcliff Longsword, and maybe a Harbinger of Dawn, especially because he's Hydro, he grants a healing bonus if there are 2 in the party, so having him in a Kokomi would be really good. But otherwise, it doesn't seem like he has any good options for like a free-to-play weapon. Honestly, possibly the flute. The flute looks to be like one of his best free-to-play weapons, because he can proc its effect so much. But that's it. That's really it. That's like all he has. He only has like 4. Black Sword, Blackcliff Longsword, and the flute. That's it. That's it. That's all he's got. He has nothing else going for him. His weapon seems okay. Here's the thing about his weapon. His weapon seems good for him. That's it. That's all. That's the only good thing I have to say about his weapon. It's good for him. Every other character in the game can't use it. There probably won't be another sword character in the game for a while. There will probably not be another normal attacking character in the game for a while either. Getting them both together at the same time is probably never going to happen. It could never happen. It's very likely that it will never happen. His weapon seems really bad. I am not gonna lie. Even on him, it seems better than the other weapons. But because he can use every other weapon, every other 5-star weapon, it seems like if you just have one, you're good to go. Just put it on him, you'll be fine. Freedom Sword, amazing for a support weapon. He can totally use it. And he benefits off of the passive. Mist Splitter, he also benefits hard off of it. Primordial Jade Cutter, he loves the crit rate, and he scales with both of the passive stats. Summit Shaper, perfect for his attack issue. Like, really just perfect for that. Skyward Blade, amazing. Would love that. Increases his attack speed, normal charge, attack damage increase too. Fantastic. Love that. Kia Favonia, can't use it all. But he does work with every other 5-star weapon. So if you do have one other than a Kia Favonia, you could just put it on him and he will do very well. He will do perfectly fine. You really don't need his weapon. And the biggest issue with his weapon is that it requires, in order for it to work, in order for it to be functional, and by functional, I mean functional, you need the weapon itself, a 5-star weapon, you need Ayato, and you need Yoimiya. If you don't have those 3 things on your account, this weapon is a bad weapon, and you are not gaining all of the damage from it. And it's because you're not gaining all of the damage from it. It's not like it's going to be all around worse, but if you're running him in a national comp, where he's the main DPS, you're not getting the passive. You're straight up just not getting the passive. Whereas with Mist Splitter, you are. But he really just needs Yoimiya, maybe a Kokomi, maybe like another normal attacking character who can attack really fast. But Yoimiya works the best. You really do need a Yoimiya if you want to make Ayato and his signature weapon work. Obviously, if you like the weapon, you like Ayato, you pull the freaking weapon. I'm not telling you don't. I think it's just a bad weapon to use in general, because all of the others are, even though worse options, they're still great options for him, and they can be used on so many characters. Mist Splitter can be used on literally every single sword character in the entire game. Same thing with Sword Cutter. Freedom Sword, almost, because a lot of the sword characters are supports. Summit Shaper, almost no one, honestly. Only like main DPS, so only if you're going to go a main DPS on him. Skyward Blade, very little characters. Jean and Ayato, I think that's it. If you like him, you could definitely pick up his weapon. It'll also be like really good for Eula comp, but you'll need like a support with him. And if you have a Raiden Shogun, that's not gonna go super well, as you're having 3 different characters used on field time as a triple DPS comp. But he does increase Eula's attack speed, and Eula is one of the hardest attack speed scaling characters in the entire game, so it is a decent idea. That being said, it is a lot easier to get the passive up because of the attack speed that he gives his allies. President Aaron here with a little bit of an update. I'm here because Ayato literally just got buffed. Of course, after I trimmed everything that I wanted to for this freaking video, he gets buffed and an update comes out. Great, love that, love how that's happening. This is my like 90th take. I didn't want to do another one because I am tired and indecisive on how I want to do this. So his cooldown for his elemental skill got reduced by like half, and then the cooldown reduction that on his skill was completely removed, or almost removing the entire need for him to have another normal attacking character on his side. However, there is still the issue that he will be losing half of the benefits that his burst give if he doesn't, because no one will be benefiting off of the freaking attack speed. Then there is his damage on his skill. All of it got buffed, other than the, other than the taunt, like his little clone. That's the only thing that didn't get buffed, but like the attack scaling and the HP scaling that he got on like the slashes of his skill both got buffed. So he's gonna be great. He's gonna have huge multipliers. Love that. It's gonna be great. Can't wait. Anyways, back to the video. But yeah, that's basically it. He seems okay. He's probably gonna end up being better because that's generally how it is. He looks okay on paper, he turns out to be broken. He looks bad on paper, he turns out to be okay. Always how it is. Always how it is. Also, even though his HP is lower than Kokomi's and his scaling is lower than Kokomi's, only just by like it's only like about 2/3 of it, he does have the benefit of being able to crit, which Kokomi does not, therefore over doubling the damage of that. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Therefore making the HP scaling actually like better than Kokomi's on her normal attacks, which could be pretty freaking good, especially knowing Kokomi. So you might want to just build him full HP, honestly. In which case Primordial Jade Cutter is going to be his best in slot weapon, and I don't know why they didn't think of that. Like, it's so weird. Anyways, I think that's gonna do it for today, because that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say about him. He seems okay. His sword is trash. Do not pick it up unless you like him. That's it. Maybe physical DPS Kaya. I don't know. Why are you running that? It's not even good. Anyways, I'll see y'all next time. And if you did like this new format of me just rambling on without a script, I think it's not really new. I just haven't done it in forever. Do tell me in the comments down below. I do want to hear about that, whether you like this or not. I will be doing it for basically the rest of these leak videos. But that's it for me. I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.